Soon after the discovery of Mary Ann Nichols' body on Bucks Row on the 31st of September 1888, PC John Neal sent another constable, PC John Thain, to Dr Llewellyn's surgery on the Whitechapel Road. J Division's Inspector John Spratling, in his special report of the same day, and the Times newspaper on the 3rd of September, give us Dr Llewellyn's address as 152 Whitechapel Road. While it may seem a tad pedantic, but knowing the precise location of Dr Rees Ralph Llewellyn's surgery, where he had his home above, is important to our investigation, as this will allow us to gauge an approximation of the time it would have taken him to get to Bucks Row. We are not given an exact time for his arrival at the scene, other than it was a short time after he was called for, and the time he gives for Nichols' death is relative to the time of his arrival. She had not been dead more than half an hour, he said, but we do not know at what time he arrived, and at what time he determined this. Half an hour before when? Thus, knowing the distance of his surgery from the scene of the crime is important. The accepted location of 152 Whitechapel Road in August-September 1888 is the third lot from the corner of Whitechapel Road and Brady Street on the north side of the Whitechapel Road. This is confirmed by the 1887 Goad map, where the number 152 is clearly marked next to 153 to its east before the Queen's Head public house on the corner, number 154. Case closed. Well, not quite. A serious problem arises from the odd fact that the same Goad map, 1887, has not one, but two lots numbered 152. The second 152 Whitechapel Road is on the south side of the Whitechapel Road and to the west of the Royal London Hospital, on a stretch of that road also known as Mount Place. Now this is complicated further when we find an Evan Llewellyn Esquire, a surgeon, listed as an officer of the British Medical Association, living at house number 9 Mount Place, the exact same lot also listed as 152 Whitechapel Road in the 1887 Goad map. We first find these Llewellyns living at this address in the 1841 census, where Dr Rees Ralph Llewellyn's father, Llewellyn, yes, this was his first and second name, is listed as a 22-year-old man. So case closed. Well, no, not quite. My friend Edward Stow, the producer of the House of Lechmere channel, threw yet another spanner in the works. In the 1851 census, a decade later, we find Llewellyn living at 152 Whitechapel Road, and at this time we also have his 3-month-old son, Rees Ralph Llewellyn, the future Dr Rees Ralph Llewellyn. But this 152 Whitechapel Road is not the 152 Whitechapel Road on Mount Place. This is the 152 Whitechapel Road on the north side of the street, close to the corner of Brady Street. This is confirmed in the 1881 census, where we find 152 Whitechapel Road on the same census returns folio as number 1 Brady Street. It is the same in the 1891 census. This is the house near the corner. This is some coincidence, and if there is one thing researchers do not like, it is coincidences. So, it is a coincidence that the two residences associated with the Llewellyn family on the Whitechapel Road between 1841 and 1891 have had, at diverse times, the number 152. 9 Mount Place is 152 Whitechapel Road on the 1887 Goad map, as it remains 152 Whitechapel Road today, as can be seen on Google Maps. Facing this address, there is a building on the other side of the street where the original Victorian structure has been preserved, and the stucco numbering on the door is 189, indicating that 152 was close by and on the other side of the street. but there was also another 152 on the north side and to the east at Brady Street, and we cannot even blame the extensive renumbering of the Whitechapel Road for this oddity, because that drastic renumbering did not happen until the 29th of November 1898. In 1878, 152 Whitechapel Road or 9 Mount Place was occupied by an Evan Llewellyn, a surgeon from Brecknockshire in Wales. By 1881 he had moved to a general practice on Bow Road in Poplar. In the same 1881 census, 152 Whitechapel Road, next to the Brady Street corner, was occupied by Rees Ralph Llewellyn, a surgeon whose father also came from Brecknockshire in Wales, and who lived in the other 152 Whitechapel Road in 1841. What can we take from this then? Dr Rees Ralph Llewellyn definitely resided at the 152 Whitechapel Road on the north side of the road, close to the Queen's Head public house on the Brady Street corner, and he had a brother who had until recently lived at the family home at 9 Mount Place, the other 152 Whitechapel Road, on the south side of the street and a short distance west of the Royal London Hospital. So what exactly was the point of this little aside? On the face of it, there was no point. Dr Llewellyn, the same Llewellyn called to Box Row in the early hours of the 31st of August 1888, was living where it was always accepted he was living. There was no need of me to upset the apple cart at all. But this said, however, it was worth doing. Research should be about fact-checking, so job done. And it has also exposed, for myself at any rate, an incredibly fascinating coincidence and a most interesting detail about this family of Welsh doctors in the East End of London. Subscribe for more, and thanks for watching.